सोमवार की सुबह में एक बार फिर आप सभी लोगों का स्वागत है. वेलकम टू Reciprocity. My name is Mohit Narang and today we have a very prominent guest with us as a speaker, Mr. Sudershan Banerjee. Sir, welcome to India first of all, and thank you for gracing up with your presence today.
Thank you, Mohit. My name is Sudershan Banerjee. I have been extremely fortunate and lucky to build some companies and brands here in India, like Kodak, like Amway, like Vodafone, on Dalmia Consumer. And I'm right now in my second innings, trying to help any company who wishes to become better and bigger.
Wow. So we all, as young entrepreneurs, have been dreaming to create a successful business model for ourselves. If I were to ask you my first question, what are the key elements that you would suggest the young Indian entrepreneurs to keep in mind while designing their organization?
Great question and very important question. The first point to consider and write it down is that why are you starting this business? What is the purpose of this business? And then what does it deliver? Does it create a new need or does it meet an unmet need? And then decide what will be the framework, what will be the value proposition, what will be the promise.
Can you elaborate a little bit on the organizational design, which has become very important today? And a lot of people, they try and grow their organization as and when the business grows. What is there to keep in mind at the time of inception?
See, one of the most important challenges as a startup faces, or even a small business owner faces, is his ability to fund the operations and to battle all the daily issues that he have. And in that fight, he or she loses the bigger picture. Now, organization design fundamentally is meant to create a team of people who will deliver your results. And there are so many elements of the organization design that the owner must know and ensure that they are kept in mind while creating the design. The most important part of the design is the number of people you need, which should be, in my own way of doing things, is always one less than minimum.
Oh, okay.
One less than minimum is the first part of the number of people you need.
Okay.
Then second part is what is your role going to be? You are a part of the team as well as the team leader, as well as a team parent, but you have to be an active member of the team so as to reduce one head count and the cost attached to it. Then together you have to define the purpose of the organization, and everybody must be able to contribute and recognize that I made my contribution. And it cannot be top down, it has to be bottoms up. Keep in mind, the less number of people, better is the cohesion in a team. Better is the team unity. What are the values of the team? What are the do's and don'ts in the team? They have to be written down, again jointly developed. Then, as I said, roles and responsibilities. Who will do what? And it should be very well captured and not vague. And then the most important thing is that whether they really, really love each other, whether they really look forward to coming to work. And that is where the passion and the excitement and the romance of the organization stage. You as a team leader have to always ensure that we don't move from romance to marriage state. The excitement, and it's a daily affair.
It's a daily affair. We have been dreaming to create a brand, but far away that people have not been thinking too much about building up a consecutive reputation. What are the key elements that gives us a support system and key guidelines to maintain a repute for our business or our service?
Another very interesting question. To me, the brand is like your family name. We all have family name. That's our brand.
Right.
But is our family reputed? Is nothing to do with the name of the family.
Absolutely.
So the family, and as individuals, as a family leader, as a team leader, as a father, as a grandfather, you have to ensure that we stay reputed. And how do you stay reputed as a family? Is to do reputed things and let people know that that these are the things this family is doing. And then same thing applies to organization that you are building. Let the customers know, let the consumers know, let the bankers know that we are reputed and we are working to become more and more reputed. You can improve the reputational capital. There is enough material in the net to understand that. I learned my lesson while building Amway because the other brand Kodak was already reputed. There's no need to worry about it. Right? But company like Amway taught me that reputation is more important than brand building.
You mentioned the 3 company types, and a lot of us are coming up with great ideas and great product, and we are aiming for higher quality. And normally with higher quality comes obviously a higher MRP. And in the world of brands today, it's often mistaken that we see great brands and we know that the perceived value and the kind of price tag, a non-negotiable price tag coming from the LVs and the Guccis, and it has really created a perception of luxury. When a young entrepreneur decides to create a quality product, you did mention during your presentation 3 types. All right, I'd like to have a deeper understanding into when you said Indian quality versus Indian pricing and so on. Can you please elaborate on that?
Yeah. You see, the earlier days, companies were able to survive in India by selling only to the Indian consumers, right? Where there was a large number of Indian consumers will buy whatever is available. When the India opened up and when international brands started coming in, these Indian companies, which were only serving the Indian customers and Indian quality at an Indian affordable price points, they struggled. Because all of a sudden Indian consumers were able to see imported brands coming into the country. They were maybe expensive for many, but they saw the quality.
Right.
And Indian companies disappeared. They went under stress. So fundamentally, if you're starting now, you basically say that I will be exporting my products all over the world and let me see what best quality I can make in India, which itself will be cheaper than making it in the United States or any other country. You see, it's my firm belief that excellence does not cost money. And even if it costs money, it's only incremental. And you can drive your cost down without driving your quality down. And there are enough people today in India with increasing purchasing power to buy your product. If you are in a B2C business, even in a B2B business, you can choose. It's important for even a startup to choose whom to do business with and not to do business with.
Yeah, very important.
Very important in initial days, because if you have a bad intent customer, he will push you into bad intentions. If you have a good intent customer, he will uplift you.
One very beautiful thing he said is a 9 to 5 and 5 to 9 theory. Sir, please elaborate for my viewers your concept of 9 to 5 and 5 to 9. I think it was an incredible takeaway for all of us.
You see, it's my firm belief, again by experience, that we are not in the business of changing people. We are in the business of understanding people whom we hire or engage to work with us and be our team member. So what he or she does between 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. among his friends, among his family members, among other associates is truly he or she is. And then when they come to work, they wear a mask of so many types to survive. And this is where a good CEO and HR manager is able to peel the mask out and see the person. Of course, all of us have pluses, all of us have minuses. I'm not interested so much in the minuses. I'm more interested in the strength and the pluses.
Sir, what is your 1,000-day philosophy?
You see, many years ago, I realized that even if you work for a company, you are titled as a business manager, but you are a business owner. And when you own the business, you have to build the business. And with that passion comes how long you need to take to own the business. And can you build another business? And that from there, the 3-year concept came in, that I am a one client consultant embedded in the organization for 3 years, which is equivalent to 1,000 days minuses of some holidays, where you have to build the organization and move on. Now, when I started thinking about it, I realized that 1,000-day assignment speeds up your implementation. You are in a hurry, in a person in a hurry. And you're like a shoemaker who has to drive every time 5 kilometers per hour more speed without an accident.
So you set yourself a marathon.
Yeah, but high speed operations
Yeah.
in 1,000 days. And it also taught me, which I did not touch in my presentation, it was in a great organization designed. In order to make you dispensable after 1,000 days, you have to create an army of people, or at least 6 to 8 people who can replace you, and that's succession planning. And a good CEO is known by how the company does after you've left the company.
Wow, we are so lucky to have Mr. Sudershan Banerjee today with us. Guys, Mr. Banerjee is now in the second innings and he's a consultant. If you want to get in touch with Mr. Banerjee, I'm going to list down his contact and his social media links, and I'm going to put in his LinkedIn in my description here. So please follow him for more guidance. And sir, thank you so much for your time today at Reciprocity. We've really enjoyed the day with you today. It's going to be a power-packed Monday for all of us, thinking, planning, reshaping and redesigning our business. If you want to get in touch with Reciprocity, please follow us on our social media, and I will see you next Monday.